It was one of those nights when you know something is wrong, but you try to ignore that unease. I was driving home after a long day at work, and the road was almost empty, with only the headlights of my car lighting the way. The sky was completely covered with clouds, and the moon was hidden behind the thick fog coming from the southern end of the road. I was listening to soft music on the radio, trying to relax my mind. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Beneath my windshield, the fog was slowly covering my view of the road, and the wind brought ominous sounds. In that moment, I began to notice something strange. Suddenly, even though it was completely silent, I heard a faint, almost imperceptible creaking, like something heavy was crawling along my car. At first, I thought it was just some small stones stuck under the wheels, but as the minutes passed, the creaking grew louder, almost melodic, like someone's breath. In that instant, I felt my heart race. I looked into the rearview mirror, but I couldn't see anything, just the black void. Then, something strange happened. The headlights of my car started flickering. I couldn't believe it. I tried slowing down, but then I noticed something in the distance. On the road ahead of me, in the fog, stood a figure. It was tall, with arms spread wide. The body was completely black, but at that moment, I couldn't see its face. My mind started racing. Maybe it's just someone stranded on the road, I thought. Maybe someone's in trouble. I lowered the window to ask if everything was okay. When I did, a quiet sound interrupted the silence again, now much louder, like fingernails scraping against glass. I turned my head, and that's when I saw it. Right in front of my windshield, just inches from my face, was a desperately contorted gaze. Her face was completely white, the skin stretched tight like wax. She had no eyes, just an empty void staring right at me. At that moment, my heart stopped. I quickly took my foot off the gas pedal, driving faster than I ever thought I could. As I looked in the rearview mirror, the figure remained standing in place, but it wasn't leaving. It was still there, as if following me, its darkness growing ever closer. I didn't dare look again. I drove through the fog, not even watching the road. All around me was just blackness, and the sound of my engine was the only thing I could hear. Eventually, as I neared the end of the road, the fog began to lift. For a moment, everything was clear. But when I turned to check again, the figure was gone. However, even after I reached home, I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was still following my car. The darkness returned, and with it, her presence.